Welcome to Arsenal Above All. Arsenal 2, Brentford 0. Another 3 points, 5 points. Lead is, we restored it after Man City's crazy 5-4 win yesterday, and everyone was going to think that we were going to drop the ball. It wasn't the most enjoyable of evenings. It was a bit sticky at times. Fair play to Brentford, the way they set up and everything. But we managed to get the win thanks to some good performances from Mikel Merino, Calafiori, and a returning Ben White, who got the Man of the Match award. I've got the Arsenal Oracle with me tonight, Brenny K74. How you doing, Brenny, man? It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, thanks. Back on again, and always a pleasure. And I love your content, man. That's why if I'm at home, if I'm not at work, I'll always watch your content. And listen. Everyone who's watching as well. Just please let this channel grow as well.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Same to you as well. Same with yours as well. I know I've been on it once before, and obviously with time goes with the kids and everything.
Man. Yeah. I still want you on, man. I still want you on for the all-time 11 ones. You've got to get onto that. It's going to be great fun.
100%.
Like I said already, you got to come onto the all-time worst 11 that I want to do with yourself and Beats and Bobby. That should be fun.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely would love to be on that. Now, I appreciate you coming on, man. Obviously, just right after the game. Obviously, feelings are fresh. Obviously, we're watching some of the results coming in tonight. Chelsea, obviously, the world champions. After all what they did at the weekend, struggling against the mighty Leeds and Liverpool. I think it's 1-1 at the moment. Obviously, so interesting midweek round of games. But the key thing is that we won. We're back, to that 5-point lead. We go to Villa Park on Saturday lunchtime, and we know what that's all about. We know, Emery is going to be up for that, and obviously we go there with confidence. But we get into the lineup of like we all usually do, Brenny. A few changes. What was your thoughts on that? Did you foresee that? Did you like that? What was your thoughts on just how he kind of rotated the team?
I'll tell you what. I was happy. I was happy with the fact that Arteta he freshened up a bit. The Ben White one, I got that, and I was very happy that he started. And Declan Rice, I get why some people said, play him. But he's been a Rolls Royce, hasn't he? Really.
Yeah,
I think for this game, and it normally works with former players, but I would have rested Rice, and I would have for Saturday, and I would have brought in Christian Norgard.
Yeah.
I think he would have had a good game tonight if Norgard played. I think he would have had a good game tonight.
Yeah,
because some of those boys he's played against, and they know him, he knows them.
Yeah.
So that would have been something. Odegaard, I got the Odegaard one. I thought, okay, rest Eze. I was pleased to see Noni as well. I thought he did well today.
Yeah.
And but then Merino, well taken goal today. I thought Merino did work hard, played well today. But I actually thought Victor Gyökeres was going to get a run in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to see. I mean, I'm glad he came on, but just to see how he get on, considering got a really tough game on Saturday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I wasn't peed off in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, squad rotation is important. Because we've got there's some of us, isn't it, who are thinking, well, don't rotate, and then you got some say do rotate. But I do agree with the squad rotation. But no, I was all right with the lineup today.
Yeah, I think the thing with the squad rotation is because the levels there. I think in the past we've been burnt because obviously you bring people in and they're not at that level of the player that they're replacing.
That's right.
But you look at the training photos. When they put the training photos up, of the day before, and you're looking at the players and each of the, you know, he's quality, you know. So the squad's there, and obviously we'll get into a little bit deeper in terms of Arteta and the management of the squad and the way he's going about it. Obviously, yeah, he's made those changes tonight, but I think also what is a worry is he reactionary still? He's not proactive when it comes to those changes. He's kind of waiting to see what the opposition does because, as Keith Andrews said, you know, he doesn't only look at what we do; he looks at what other managers does as well, which is a good thing. But you can also go too far the other way, I think, in certain times, and that's why he's trying to control and manage the game certain times. Instead of getting on the front foot and taking the game away from teams, he's trying to, you know, try and keep things kind of controlled and stuff. And I think there were times in the second half where it felt like last season where he's like kind of caught between two stools, and you kind of say, do something, make that change earlier, you know. The Rice one, you know, make that change earlier, bring Norgard on, you know, bring Ethan on, just something to get them on the back foot. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was kind of happy with the changes. I thought it was going to be, you know, 3 or 4. Obviously Madueke came in. Obviously, you know, I thought he did look really good. He looked really up for it first half.
Yeah.
I think he got the confidence, he got the swagger back up, especially after the cameo at the weekend. There was a couple of times where he looked like he was enjoying himself a little bit too much, you know, trying to beat the player again when just trying to make it a little bit simple. But no, it's good to see him have a good game and a good performance. But obviously he linked up superbly well with Ben White, didn't he, to create the first goal. What was your thoughts on Marino's performance tonight? Because I thought he was, you know, he got a goal and an assist, didn't he? So you know, playing that kind of false nine, whatever, and popping up all over the place. But again, he's kind of showing that the squad depth is there. You know, the guy keep producing numbers, so you can't complain about him, really, can you?
Do you know what? If you play Football Manager,
yes.
I mean, so if you're playing Football Manager and you're using Marino, you would see him. He should actually be. It'd be ST, AM, DM. You know. False nine. He that's him. He was doing all of that. And what I do like about him is as well is that he'd be so good in a 4-4-2. And I love the way at times where he doesn't do this all the time, but when he does it, when it works, it works. And when he drops back deep, brings others into play, and would play forward balls. So you'd have other ones that can fill the pockets that he was in, especially, you know, up top, for example.
Yeah.
And I think that was clever. He took his goal well. With the two on the right combining well with Noni and Ben White for White, you know, to perfect cross. It was only going one place, and that was Marino's head. I thought he played well today. But as the season goes on, I've said this as well, and put it in the chats, and I even spoke to Damos about it as well. I mean, we talk all the time footies, you know, he's my bro, but it's like we were talking about Marino time ago, and I feel that we both feel that, you know, he'll always put it this way: if you play him in 10 games on the bench or where he starts, he'll get you at least 5 goals.
Yeah,
he's not gonna get you hat tricks. He may get the odd brace, but I find he will contribute this season. And if we win the league, then you've also got to give thanks and praise to Marino with the contributions that he would have made the season. You know what I mean? And
100%.
You know, and I think also if he's on the bench for many games running when everyone comes back, you just want to see him come on as a sub, because you know he's going to do something.
Yeah, he did it against Newcastle, didn't he? He came off the bench. Obviously, we had a really strong side out that day, and you know, really put it on Newcastle in the first half, and then he obviously came on and got the equalising goal, didn't he? So you're absolutely right. You know, previous title wins. You know, we've always had someone who has chipped in. You know, who wasn't one of the so-called first team players. There's always someone that came in and chipped in. You know, 5, 6, 7 goals, and
unsung heroes.
Unsung heroes, yeah. So you always need guys like that. You know, when your top guys are kind of injured or whatever, and that's happened to us a few times when we've won titles. Obviously, we know what happened with Perez. You know, when he did his knee as well.
Freddie
so there's always Lundberg, obviously stepping up as well. Will Tord obviously stepping up for a bit. You know, going back to Christopher Ware as well. You know, Christopher Ray and stuff. And you know, you always need some unsung heroes when you're going to try and do something. So, but at the moment, he had an excellent game tonight, and great goal, and obviously great assist. So he might be someone you might need to put in your fantasy teams if anybody does that. So let's go into the chat. I've got a few people in the chat. Great, thanks for joining tonight. Guinea said before, says evening guys. Mac, evening as well. How you doing? Steve says good evening to you.
Hi, Steve. You're right, man.
How you doing, Steve? And Max says it was a great old-fashioned game end to end. Both teams played with freedom, great midfield battles, cagey at times, but our team hadn't played together before, but nice for hungry players who were on. Yeah, and I think it was good to have Ben White looking like the old Ben White, I thought, tonight as well, because there was, I can't remember the last game he played. Was it the Carabao one? He looked a bit rusty. Yeah. And we were kind of thinking, but he looked like the old Ben White tonight, even with his interview with Saka. Very straight face, no smiling, very business-like, you know. And it was good to see, him and Odegaard and Saka on that right hand side again, So that was good. Steve saying the world champions of the world drew their World Cup final against us, and they lost 3-1 tonight, which is crazy result that is. Back to normal settings, absolutely. Well, Steve said my mate Greg at work said West London Blue would lose tonight. I said we do, yeah. But Max saying hello, and Max says I felt Norgard should have had a run out. I'm starting to feel a bit sorry for him. Because you saw it in the tunnel before the game. He was literally, everybody was giving him a hug and everything, and you thought, okay, he's gonna. I would have started him tonight, but you would have thought he might have come on. Just the way the midfield was just opening up a little bit, we were getting a bit swamped. And again, the guy knows the ins and outs still, or what they're about and everything. So it would have been interesting to see him have a run out. But he's happy at Arsenal still. He's not like thinking it's a kind of thing. Yes. Arteta needs to use a squad more. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. Big miss by Sunderland. Was it 1-1? Did it finish 1-1?
Probably remained 1-1.
And Steve just saying, Benny Blanker, he got an assist and fantastic. So let's so obviously there were a couple of hairy moments. Obviously, Raya had that amazing save. When it was 1-0, it looked like we just kind of stepped off the gas a little bit and gave them a little bit of momentum. They had their long throws, didn't they, and causing us all sort of problems with that. But obviously we had the injury to Mosquera, wasn't it? And it was like, are you kidding me? It's another injury. It looked like some people were saying it was his Achilles. To me, it looked like, I think there was a moment in the first half, early on in the first half, where he went up for a header and he came down and he looked like he was shuffling a bit, like he was kind of absorbing the pain a little bit, and didn't get a chance to follow him. But then obviously then he went down again. What's your thoughts on that, Brent? I mean, we've had such a tough week of games, game every 2 or every 3 games, and they're not just games against the bottom half. This is like top level, emotional, physical, intense games, and we keep getting these injuries, and whether they're muscular or whatever. It all boils down to the management or the load of the squad, isn't it? I mean, what do you think is going on? Who's to blame with that? Because it's almost like even Rice came off in the second half when it looked like it was cramped, maybe his calf, tightness. And can you be surprised with the week that he's had, where he's played all those games, those 3 games, 90 minutes, What's your thoughts on just the injury situation? Is that going to be the thing that's going to stop us basically win anything this season?
It could, and well, hopefully it doesn't. But you've got to look at the manager, the you've got the coaching side of it, and also the sports scientists. I mean, to be honest, I think they know what's happening. They know what's happening, but they're not going to reveal anything to us, are they? Really?
No.
They're going to know what with regards to the injuries. I always thought it had something to do with London Colney's training pitch.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah,
and but I just feel that, and it's not. I mean, it's not just us because with other clubs when they have an injury crisis, it's like no one really tells you what's going on. Or it's like this want of secrecy, but I just find that I think it's about what I think with players, it's like it was something that Arsene Wenger said years ago about he didn't believe in too much weight training,
right.
And it was something that you do during your pre-season.
Yeah.
I know for him, it was a case of, well, when it comes to weight training, then he would if you're going to be doing that all season, you would pick up more muscle injuries.
Yeah.
But then even under Wenger, we picked up injuries. It was crazy. So what it is, I mean, for those of us that have played the game, those of us that, if anyone here, if you're a medic or anything, or you're physio itself, then you would know what's going on, even though we're not getting the information. So we can only use the eye test and see what we see, because with some of these players, it's the same types of injuries.
Yeah, it all seems to be muscular injuries, doesn't it? All strains. They're not impact injuries. I mean, the only one I can think of was Odegaard's one against West Ham, where he got, where he clashed like knees. Was it with Somerville? Was it? I think it was. And that messed him up. And you're thinking, okay, it might be a bit of bruising there, but it looked like it was a hell of a lot worse. So I don't know what the physical makeup of Odegaard is. Obviously, we know he's quite slight. And there was a couple of times tonight where he was up against people and he looked like he was on the verge of losing the ball because he's just not physically strong. And then there was a bit in the second half which he jumped out of a tackle. And I saw that and I was like, come on, man, you're captain, exactly. Where it was 1-0 at the time and you're jumping out of a tackle. And I don't think he was anywhere near match fit. I don't think he'll start. I don't think he'll start at the weekend, to be honest, because I think Villa, obviously they won tonight and they're very sort of they're very a physical side again. They're very energetic and stuff. And because
I wouldn't start him.
Yeah. But
because of what you just said, I wouldn't start him Saturday either.
Yeah. I just think, it will be. Obviously, it's a little bit of a quick turnaround, but we just kind of hope we can get one or two bodies back, especially Saliba, because obviously if Mosquera is out for any period, obviously we'll have to wait and see what Arteta says and what the scans or whatever will be, but. Hopefully he'll be back. Hopefully we can get Trossard back because he said they were day today basically, in terms of them coming back. Obviously Gabriel and Havertz are going to be weeks, but it's getting ridiculous now. Like every game we lose somebody and it's down to some sort of muscular injury. So there's got to be something in the makeup of the training, the load. Yeah. It doesn't seem to be any sort of, okay, you've had a packed, especially with the schedule coming up, obviously with Christmas and everything, we know what it's like. You kind of think, well, do they need to? I mean, Saliba got his knock in training, so what the hell are they doing in training for him to get a knock in training?
Exactly.
That's the mad thing for me, Brent. It's like he got it in training, so it just doesn't make any sense. Well, what are we doing?
Do you know with a few seasons ago as well, I actually said a couple of times when I used to see it, and I now think, well, that's a bit much. When they used to show the training sessions, and they weren't lengthy ones they would show in every episode, but I was just looking at some of the things they did. I thought, oh, I'd be absolutely exhausted from that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about in my prime. You know what I mean? So, and even then, we had some injuries back then, but not as many as we've had in the last, maybe 2-3 seasons.
Yeah,
but I think for us, we haven't gone about it too much. There hasn't been a lot of concern about it, really, is because we've got a bigger squad now.
Yeah. It's and the level, the quality of it, the quality of it as well, which is the key thing, because we have nightmares of obviously Holding coming in and Zinchenko coming in and sort of thing, and just getting targeted all the time and stuff like that. Yeah. But now it's slightly, we've got Hincapié, got Calafiori, who I thought was outstanding tonight as well.
He was,
really, really, really good tonight. But it's just crazy how we just seem to be getting in the same situation where we're just losing big chunks of players, and all of a sudden it's focused on the attack. All the attacking players are out, and then they start to come back, and now it's the defensive players. It's crazy because you've had Gabriel Saliba and now Mosquera. It's like, what the hell is going on? It's like it's not, and now we've got Gyökeres on the bench, we've got Jesus on the bench, Odegaard's back, Martinelli's back, Madueke's back, and all of a sudden it's just shifted to the defense. It's crazy. I've never done anything like it. Just kind of hope that the medical team and Arteta and everything, they need to get to the bottom of it. They need to get to the bottom of it. And if it boils down to him not trusting certain people, then people need to have conversations about it. Berto has built a brilliant squad. Obviously because of he saw what happened last season. So it's like, you can't. Are you making the same mistakes again? What are you doing? What are you doing there? Yeah. Let's have a look in the a couple more in the chat. So Steve was just saying Mourinho's coming the main man. Yeah. I think compared to last year when he came in, I think he looked like he was finished after like 20 minutes. So now the guy's actually looked like he's acclimatized to the Premier League now. He looks fitter. He looks stronger. Because I think there were times last season the guy was wrecked after like 40 minutes. He just couldn't. He couldn't run. He's falling over.
You know what that is as well, don't you, Michael? You see, the thing is as well with Mourinho and Ben White's performance tonight, and what it is, it's because of competition. The competition we have, like Ben White is in competition with Jurrien Timber. Now, Timber's cemented that place, but I've said this many times, if Timber needs a rest, like today, even though he came on, I'm happy for Ben White to step in. If Ben White gets selected on, say for example, if Ben White got selected on Saturday and Timber was on the bench, as good as Timber's been, I would say, okay.
Yeah.
Because even though Timber I think is better than White, I still think we got a good deputy there. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't mind that at all. But with Mourinho, I just find that players always give themselves that bit of oomph, really, don't they, when other players are coming back. So with Gyökeres back now, and then there's Gabriel Jesus on the bench, when Kai Havertz gets back into the fold, and Mourinho, if he's still, for example, if there's a game where he's playing in the 9, watch his performance. It will be even better than tonight because of that competition. He's got, it's like something mentally saying, I've got to work really hard. I've got to.
Mm-hmm.
And competition's great.
Yeah, 100%. Do you think he starts Mourinho up front on Saturday, or do you think he goes with Gyökeres? What are you thinking?
I think Mourinho will start. I think he will start on Saturday against Villa. I wouldn't have any objections to that. And the reason being is because with Gyökeres, don't get me wrong, I think Gyökeres isn't far from starting regularly.
Yeah.
But with Villa's centre halves, I think Marino can be a right. He's got to be a bully boy. But in this game, I don't want him to drift back into midfield.
Yeah.
I don't want him to drop deep. I want him to just be a pain in the arse to Villa centre halves, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he does because, you know, big game. Obviously, chance to go 8 points clear because obviously we're the early game, aren't we?
Yeah.
What does he do? Does he play his hands? Is he, obviously he's up against Emery and he's obviously got a little bit of history there with them, damaging us and us damaging them. Obviously we beat them we beat them last year, didn't we? At Villa Park. But yeah, I think he probably will go with Marino again just to be safe. Obviously, we've got to see what happens with Rice. Hopefully, he's all right. Because if not, then probably that you do see a Norgard maybe coming in, or does he even go with Odegaard? Maybe he might even give him a game, but because it's Villa away, he might go a little bit more safer and go with someone like Norgard. So you'll be interested. Neil's in the chat. How you doing, Neil? 7 out of 9. Against Spurs, Chavs, Brentford, and the win against Bayern. Absolutely nothing to complain about. Yeah, absolutely. But then he says only 90 injuries. Yeah, been like that for decades and nothing being done. We pay money, we invest time. We deserve to know. Yeah, absolutely. It's just crazy how many injuries we get. It's just absolutely crazy, and yet where we are. So thank God, this squad is as deep as it is. But you don't want to have to keep dipping into that resource. You rather have a rotation where people are fit still. And once they're injured, then you can't. That rotation option isn't there anymore. So it's crazy. Steve saying, 2 more open play goals. Yeah, we don't need Joe.
We've a lot recently, haven't we? Open play goals. I can't remember the last. When was the last time we actually? I think we've only scored in the last 4 games. Last 1, 2, 4 games. I think we've only scored 1 goal from a set piece.
Yeah,
and that was Bayern Munich.
Timber. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? And you don't see any tables. You don't see any set piece only goal tables anymore because Chelsea are top of it, so they don't use it anymore. So there's no need to.
Sky Sports are like, I've had enough of that.
Yeah. Matt saying, Villa is a potential banana skin. Yeah, we need to leave Leo back. Worried about Rice. Yeah, absolutely.
Same.
Steve said, I think we need to get some of the American sports physios and coaches to deal with high impact movements in basketball and American football. You got to think with the investment that the Cronkies have got, especially in the Rams, they should be having some sort of transfer of minds or whatever, to get some information about what's going on because it's crazy, absolutely crazy. Timber is currently the best player in the league, but White was sensational today. I want White to play on it. So I mean, if Mosquera's out and Saliba isn't ready, then I'm pretty sure it'll be Timber and Ben White will be right back again. Yeah. So absolutely. Right. Yeah. No, saying bring back Kirill. Yeah, there might be a chance to that if there's a recall option because there's more injuries. I said in the one of the group chats that Marley Salmon could end up getting a winner's medal because he probably end up playing that 15-year-old kid centre back we got. He probably end up playing soon, and he'll end up getting a qualifying to get a winner's medal if we win the league because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. The squad the squad depth is true. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. People are saying, "Oh, don't worry, we've got a squad and the depth is there." And I was like, it's great, but it's great when they're all fit because then you can take pieces out. But once that person is injured, that piece is not there for 2, 3, 4 weeks or longer.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's crazy, man. But we'll finish with obviously Saka coming on and getting his goal. I think that's an open play goal for him as well. I think he'd gone a while with just getting one, I think, or something like that. There was some crazy stat going around that he hadn't had an open play goal for a long time, but in the Premier League. But he got one tonight. Quite fortunate. I know I said in the group chat that he was lucky because Yorkeris was there for tapping, and if it hadn't gone in, I would have went mental. But yeah, great for him to come on and just seal it, Bren. But it was nice to have those two, him and Eze, come off the bench, and to maybe make a little bit of a difference. Put us back on the.
I've got mixed feelings about that. I mean, I was happy to see Eze come on, but Saka, I didn't think we were going to lose the game. I didn't, and I thought we get a second goal, because I know I put it in the group chat. I said I think we'll get the second, but when? I wouldn't have brought Saka on. Don't get me wrong, grateful that he scored the second goal today, but I would not have brought him on because of I thought we're controlling this game.
Yeah.
But Villa Saturday, having for Villa Saturday. So I was a bit surprised when he came on, if you know what I mean. I thought he did well tonight when he came on, don't get me wrong. But I just thought I would have brought him on if we were drawing the game and we were losing.
Yeah.
Then I would have brought him on, you know what I mean? And that's why I actually thought, when I saw Eze and Saka, I thought, well, I'd have actually preferred Eze and Gyökeres at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, he took his goal well. I mean, I know he could have. I know I've noticed he's getting a little selfish. Recently with goals. I get it, but it's always like with like Wenger days, isn't it? Really, where do you remember the goals that we used to score under Wenger, where if you can square it and it's an easier option, take it. And that's what I thought was going to happen today.
He's been a bit on a mission to get off. Maybe he just shrugged it off. He's probably seen the stat and everything, and he just wants. I just want to get a goal. Just need to get a goal from open play and whatever, and shut people up, because they hear the stuff that's being said about them. If it's not directly, they hear it through friends and family and friends or what have you, who've got social media accounts. But yeah, you're right. He you think people, like Ethan, who in that circumstances, again, doesn't get a chance, doesn't get any minutes, because obviously he's gone to the guy that he's rotated out. Why like you said, he shouldn't really have been brought on, because the thing I think Nick said in the chat as well is like, Arteta not making the changes sooner. And I think Ali said it as well, saying about, because it puts the pressure on the midfield, and then when you're putting people on in that sort of high stakes situation, they're coming in cold, but they're coming into that situation where they've got, they can't kind of ease themselves into it a little bit. It's like bang, as soon as they get set foot on that pitch, they're stretching, and putting their bodies under sort of a little bit of duress because of the circumstances of the game. So yeah, and then in that sense, you kind of say, okay, well, I will put someone like Ethan on rather than risk Saka in that situation, because he could get an injury because of that. But Arteta does that all the time. Whoever he rotates out, they will be the first sub to go on, sort of thing, and see out a game or whatever. And I just think, Bobby was kind of saying maybe, it looks like that Ethan will go out on loan in January, which is a shame. But who knows what the circumstances are going to be like squad-wise. We could have a couple more injuries, and then we're going to need him. So.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. So yeah, exactly that.
Let's have a look. So Neil says, saying, Gyökeres is a striker. He has to be selfish, and Neil's worried that Ethan will go.
I hope he doesn't. I still think he's got a big part to play. To be honest, like you just said, with injuries that we keep picking up, I wouldn't let anyone in the squad go. Purely because of that. Yeah,
because of that. Yeah. The injuries, just seems to be coming every game we lose. I think there's literally been a handful of games. I think there's been like 2 games in the Premier League where we haven't lost somebody after a game to some sort of injury. It's crazy. There was something on X where someone actually put every single game down, and the players that we were missing and then the players that we lost on that game, and it's insane. It's it's ridiculous, and I that will be the only thing that will stop us if the injuries get too deep. You know, if it's it starts to hit people like Timber and Calafiori, because obviously people like Miles, he's not at the level at the moment. So, you're kind of worried that if he has to come in, what's his head going to be like? Where is he at the moment? So, kind of obviously great to get the win tonight. Especially after what City did yesterday. You're not concerned about them, really, are you, Brendan? I mean, because I don't know, watching the way they saw that game out, and it was like a cup game. I couldn't believe it. It was like defensively they were all over the shop. So that gives hope that they're not going to be able to, go on a run like they didn't normally have, will they? Because they're going to concede goals.
Yeah, and this is the thing. They keep conceding goals. I mean, I didn't see the highlights from yesterday. I didn't see any of the games, but I just feel that with City, they'll keep scoring and they'll keep conceding.
Yeah.
And then when I see results like City and even like Chelsea at in Leeds, and then it takes me, and even Liverpool's form, it just takes me back to why didn't we do something more against them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's so frustrating. But with City, they will be thereabouts. But then what's going to happen is it's going to be the mental, psychological sides of it, really, isn't it? Come January, February, where they're going to have this way where, it doesn't matter who they play. And it didn't happen last season, but then it could be a case of, in, let's say, January, for example, end of January, they're playing Aston Villa and they're playing them at home. And then it's going to be one of those games where it'd be tight, and then City will go 1-0 up, like 62 minutes, and then it'll be 2-0. And then, but then it's like it's like they know how when they won the league 4 times row, it's like they were already psyching out everyone in the tunnel before they came out and started the game.
Yeah.
But I think before Christmas, do not be surprised if they lose a couple more league games.
Yeah, they've got a couple of interesting ones. I can't remember who it is, but they've got a couple of interesting games, and I think they play Chelsea in at the end of the year as well at home. I think they're at home, so yeah, they're good. I can't see them going on the kind of run that they've gone in the past. I just think they're going to see goals, and the big thing tonight was the clean sheet for me as well, that we managed to get it. Because obviously conceded a couple of goals last couple of games, so nice to get that, and just hopefully we can just go through a few games where we can get some players back fit and not lose anybody to fitness. It's just to injuries. It's just absolutely crazy. Steve's just saying can't see anyone being allowed to go out unless they're forced away. Yeah, to get game time for the World Cup squads. Yeah. Neil's saying not worried about any other team, only worried about us. Only we can stop us this season. Yeah,
100%.
Yes, absolutely. City will buy players in Jan. Yeah, probably. But let's see. Maybe something will happen before then that might stop them from buying players. Who knows if a certain bit of news drops, which we've been hearing about for a long time. Most clubs will buy in Jan, but I don't think we'll sign anyone. Yeah, we'll see. We'll possibly. I think we can buy, but I think we need to get people out the door first before we can. The money's there, but it's I think what Bobby said. It's reactive in situation. So if somebody does go, then we can, but we're not going to go out and get anybody. And because of PSR, we have to get some of that first. But yeah, so thanks, Brendan. Thanks for tonight. It's a bit of a quick one. Just to put it in the books, a solid win, from Arsenal, which sees us back at the top. Well, we were at the top of the table, but just extends the lead. The world champions have slipped down to 4th after that defeat. and you know, all the hype that they were getting. Oh my God, the last couple of days, people saying, "Oh, this has been a great result for Chelsea," and does this mean that they're going to do this and that and blah blah blah? And look at them now, you know, losing to Leeds, and all the way down to fourth. City, obviously, where they are. Villa, all of a sudden, after the shocking start to the season, they're third. 6 points behind us. So yeah, really big one at the weekend. They're going to be up for it. But
8 wins out of 9, Villa.
Yeah, they definitely turned it around. So we have to be on our toes. We have to be, you know, it can be interesting to see how Arteta plays it. Is he gonna be cagey? You know, it's a lineup, isn't it? It's all about the lineup, and I think that's why he's going to go Marino up front, get that midfield.
You know what, Michael? Michael. This is the one thing apart. I mean, Chelsea, which I thought I wanted us to beat. And I actually thought we were going to win last week because I went for 2-1. Villa, different kettle of fish to Chelsea. If we get out of there, unscathed, or do you know what? I'm not even going to moan if we pick up a point at Villa. To be honest,
yeah. I hear you, man.
Because of their form. If it was their form in August, then I expect to beat them. I do expect this. You know what I mean? I do feel that we if I'm a betting man, I would say we're going to win Saturday, but we get out there with a 1-1 draw or goals draw. Then I'll take that. I will take that point. Yeah, because we've got the game. Yeah, this is the of the run that we've had. The 5. This is the another another sticky one for us really, because you know what it's like going down there. As long as we get out of there with some kind of result, you kind of would take that, because then that's another big team away from home that we've kind of got out of the way. Funny enough, we played them in a couple of weeks again because of the way the fixtures right.
are. So we played them at home this time. So obviously, whatever happens will be fresh in the memory when they come to the Emirates. But you're right. Right now, if you're saying a draw with the form that they're on, and with the injuries that we've got and everything, you kind of would take that. But obviously, you want us to go down there and handle business and get the 3 points and get out of there. But we'll see. We'll be back on Monday. We would have been back either Saturday night or Sunday, but Sunday's my birthday on Sunday, so I'll be out with the family. I wish, mate. I wish. We're out with the family. So
nice.
Gonna go out and hopefully toasting a win, as well as another spin around the sun. Celebrating that, and so probably be back with a show on Monday night, which will be a review of Villa and a preview of the Champions League game against Club Brugge as well, and then it will continue from there. But thanks, Bren, so much. Really appreciate your time. Thanks for everybody in the chat with the comments. Again, sorry I couldn't show them all, but really appreciate it. Great stuff. Really, everyone, please join and subscribe to Brenny's channel as well. Obviously, he does his instant reactions as well, but obviously does his longer content as well with his lineups and reviews. And he often gets some rival fans on there as well, which is good fun as well, especially the top Spur fans who obviously licking their wounds at the moment. So I'm sure they won't be around for a bit when Brenny comes calling, but yeah, a bit like Expressions. I think Expressions has resurfaced, and he's resurfaced. Yeah, he actually said talking about he had to take a sabbatical after what happened last time, because obviously he's running his mouth, wasn't he? So he's back. So I'll be watching that content as well. And
I was going to send a search party out for him, man. You know them way there, fam.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we'll continue laughing at them. You know, you always got to do that. And you know what? Yeah. Because it's my birthday, why not?
Do you know Tottenham? What? Tottenham Hotspur? Top Spur?
No.
What's that?
You never heard of them?
No.
Always hits that one. Always hits. Thanks for everyone in the chat. Really appreciate it. Love to you all. I'll just throw up a couple of quick comments. Obviously, Stephen saying Top Spur. Thanks for the early birthday and comments as well. Appreciate that. Thanks, Gudichik. Fellow Sagittarius, yeah. Thank you so much, and we'll be back on Monday with a review and a preview show. But thanks, Brenny. All the best, mate. Have the rest of the week. Hope you have a lovely one. Thanks to everyone in the chat, and thank you, and all the best, and up the Arsenal.